When you guys are warming up, do you shoot shots like a double leg?
No. Nah, Kale don't want to come at him yet. He would smoke him bad. Probably 80% of our room would turn him.
Really?
I think my Northern Michigan team would beat every team in Michigan for folk style, honestly. So I would help Greco grow quite a bit as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Clash of Combat podcast. Today, we are joined with none other than Olympian, Wisconsin's own Payton Jacobson. Payton, how's it going?
Going good. Just got back from the Pan Ams, taking a little week off, and just getting ready to go to Azerbaijan in a few weeks.
So me and Payton were talking. I'm like, dude, you've been traveling like everywhere. Like, it's feel like is this like the heat of the year, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. After the Nationals, our head coach, set out a schedule for us for the whole summer, getting us ready for the World Championships in September. So right now, we're getting ready for a long summer of hard training.
Do you have a one specific training facility, or do you like train all over? Because you were saying you were going to Azerbaijan to train.
Yes. So I typically I'm in Marquette, Michigan, training at Northern Michigan, and then a lot of times I'll travel around training with guys overseas because guys overseas, like Eastern Europe, is usually the best spot for Greco. Mm-hmm. So wherever the best training partners are, that's where we're trying to go, and we're going to train with the best guys because we're trying to beat the best.
Absolutely. And what does that look like for those guys that wrestle at maybe that have had more success in the past? Why are they better, you think, than, let's say, Americans?
They've just grown up doing only Greco. They've done Greco since 5 years old, where we grew up doing more folk style. And I mean, I went Greco at 16, and I'm still a little behind the curve. I'm trying to catch up to these other foreigners and stuff, but it takes a lot of hard work. But I believe, like, all my teammates, we work harder than these guys, so eventually we're going to catch up to them.
Yeah, this is interesting too, because I did want to bring this up, is that I commend you for this. Like, you were probably the first person, I think, at least that was like kind of around my age, that grew up with that. You didn't do the folk style route of staying with it in high school. Like, you went fully into Greco. What was that decision like?
So first person to do it early was Alston Nutter. Okay. He was told to go to Northern Michigan after his sophomore year of high school, so Lucas Stout sent him up there. He's on the world team this year. And then after that year, Benji Peak went as well. He went to Northern Michigan a year early. He started specializing only Greco. And then I kind of followed path. My coach, Bill Colley, was telling me that he saw something in me that I could be something special in Greco, and pretty much just really trusted in him. He's been my coach since middle school, early, maybe late elementary school as well. So I trusted in him my whole life, and yeah, he's coached you before too. You know Bill Colley?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Ringers.
Actually, yeah. I think I remember his son too. I think I practiced with him.
Yeah, Kale.
A little bit. Yep. How does that? How I'm just like very curious, because I wonder what that conversation would be like to get me to stop wrestling folk style. Because at least growing up, I feel like I think for a lot of kids, like, their dream or goal is to win a high school state title, right? Like, just do that, and then they go to college, and then you kind of decide. What made you be like, yeah, like, were you just like, you know what, maybe folk style isn't for me? Or were you like, I'm so good at Greco, it's like, why not just start now?
I mean, at the time, I wasn't like really all that good at Greco. Like, I didn't place at World Team Trials that year. I didn't place at Fargo either, but I really enjoyed it, and my coach like saw that like I was developing in it. I hit puberty late in high school. I was 120 pounds I was 113 my last year of competing in folk style. But he told me, like, you could really be something special here. He was telling me that he's gonna be a great coach for me. He'll shake my hand at my wedding and stuff, yeah. But like, I'm definitely gonna regret it if I don't do this Greco route. And one thing that was pretty appealing to the whole thing was I was going to go to Catholic Central for a year, get my whole tuition paid for, and we were going on 3 overseas trips this next year. We went to Sweden, Denmark, and Austria.
Wow.
So it was pretty special. I was like, I can't pass up this opportunity. If he tells me that I can make the Olympics, I mean, shoot for the stars, maybe you hit the moon. But like, yeah. Why not go for it?
That's a great point. So I guess I didn't know you were saying like those the tournaments that you like didn't place at, like Fargo and whatnot. Did you end up? How did you continue that Fargo route, or did you just did you stop competition there for a little bit?
So after that year Fargo, I traveled overseas a little bit, did 3 tournaments out there, or maybe it was 4. But then COVID happened, so Fargo got canceled that year.
Right. Yep.
World Team Trials got canceled, so I didn't have like a domestic national tournament until November of 2020, and that was the first tournament I ended up winning.
Wow.
But then from then on, it was just try and make a world team, try and make an Olympic team, because the goal at the end of the day is to win Olympic and world medals for us. So, God willing, we're trying to do that.
Absolutely. Now, I'm curious because we were talking before the pod too about NMU on how you guys don't have like duels. Like you guys are a college, but you specifically only train Greco. This is just like, I feel like I have no knowledge of maybe what goes on in the room. What is like the day to day? Is it just literally it's the same as what I'm doing? It's just not competition wise. And what are your competitions? Is it overseas stuff, or is it just training for like, hey, U23s, World Team Trials, US Open?
So we do a lot of like overseas traveling, but for the most part, in the fall we're training every day. We play soccer in the afternoon every day as like a warm up, and then it's straight to like hard training. Like I think when the nationals comes around, we're training the hardest that we do, and then if you win the nationals, you make the world team. That's what the goal is, and then we're from there. Guys are training overseas and stuff, but it's pretty much it's a big training site, and yeah, we have a lot of fun up there, that's for sure. But we train very hard.
Why is there only one college that does it? At least as far as I know, is there others that do it, or is NMU just the pinnacle?
NMU's one of the only ones, but Doane out in Nebraska just started one as well. So we're hoping to get that up and going. But I mean, we have very talented guys on our northern team as well that if they did the folk style route, I think they would go very far in that as well. But like we got Otto Black, who was at Iowa, and he just chose to come to northern Michigan, where he's going to be very dangerous when it comes to 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's interesting. You can have a guy that, is committed to go to Iowa, one of the, premier schools of, folk style wrestling, and to be like, hey, I want to really pursue my world and Olympic dreams like right now in a different style. And I think a big part about it, I think a lot more kids would switch, but I feel like as far as Greco is, at least what Americans talk about is like, I feel like, am I wrong for saying Americans like don't like Greco clearly as much as freestyle, and it doesn't give as much credit?
Oh, definitely
is that
not.
Fair?
Like, I've tried to reach out to many different like sponsorships. Like, I won't name them, but they're saying they won't pick up Greco athletes, which is quite
really
annoying. Yeah,
like big name brands that other freestyle wrestlers or whatever is involved in.
Yeah, they say they won't pick Greco athletes up for whatever reason. We're not winning medals right now, but I mean we're planning on picking up a little bit of steam soon. And like honestly, I think if a lot of our guys entered freestyle at the Open, I think we would do pretty well as well, because we get on top.
Yeah,
these guys are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's the biggest thing probably in my competition is parterre defense, bro. Like if you got those really good guys in Greco, it's game over. And I'll maybe share a personal story about my last competition in Greco. This was U23s, and let's just say, okay, I went 1 and 2, but the previous year I actually got, I think it was the previous year I got second. Mm-hmm. So it was like I was looking at him like, wow, I didn't really train much. I think I was pretty good at Greco, but that year I just could not defend on bottom. And my stickler is I kept scoring in neutral. I think it was up 2-0, but then I get put down in the first period and then get thrown twice, and now I'm out.
Yeah, that was my boy Max Sherrill.
Yes, Max Sherrill. Yep.
So a lot of times in Greco, like different thing in folk styles, like you can post your hands and like post your thumbs. It's considered like blocking in Greco because you're not letting guys get in at all. Mm-hmm. So that's maybe why they called you passive.
Sure.
And then my boy Max Sherrill got a crazy straight lift.
He did. He wrecked me.
Yeah, he's one of our main guys in our room, and there's plenty of other guys that are very, very similar to him that just like real good in parterre.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely I think you guys spend so much more time there, and I think that's just skin in the game. Like you were saying, those international guys. They got skin in the game for so long.
Well, I saw that video of Cale Sonnen going to the Iowa room.
Yes.
And like he was like $1,000 to any guy under 200 pounds that could turn me. And I know that we would have probably 80% of our room would turn him.
Really?
We have a bunch of 60-kilo guys that could turn him. We got 70-kilo. Like we got guys.
You
all over
got a
the
guy
room.
weighing 135 pounds that could turn Chael.
Oh yeah, Max Black would wrap him up. He'd probably turn him 10 times. Guaranteed.
Really?
Oh
You
yeah.
think he could break his ribs?
Oh, maybe. Cale would be hurting after. I mean, Cale's 40, 50
Yeah.
years old, whatever.
I watched that video and because Caleb Young was trying to turn him, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that he couldn't turn him, like especially being that age and stuff. And for these guys who are wrestling every day, maybe he's not doing a gut wrench and stuff every day, but I think that's besides the point. I would like to see that. I think call Chael out, go to NMU.
Nah, Cale don't want to come at him yet. He would smoke him bad.
That's I actually believe you. You guys could probably lift him and throw him. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm curious on you were talking with the whole sponsorships and why maybe other companies and brands don't necessarily want to work with you guys. How is the business of being involved in Greco wrestling?
Oh, it's terrible. But we're trying to grow it a little bit. We're like wrestling in general is a sport where it doesn't get that much attention, and then Greco's like the redheaded stepchild of wrestling. We're trying to grow it more. We got this Greco page or this YouTube channel we're coming out with. It's following our whole world team throughout the whole summer. It's called Greco Glory. Ellis Coleman's starting it up. He's a 63-kilo rep, and we're trying to like get more stuff out there because that's half the battle. I feel like these days, and I think we got a lot of personality on our team, and I think it's gonna blow up a little bit. And when we start winning too. These guys that aren't sponsoring us, they're going to be second guessing themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, and I just can't believe a company or brand wouldn't want to sponsor you guys. Like at least something you'd think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quite annoying, but
yeah. I mean, I will say too, I give you guys props too for starting that because I know what it takes to make a YouTube channel and stuff. Like it's so much work. What I tell everyone that maybe wants to start is like try to have other people edit, other people film. If you do it like how you're saying your team is doing it, dude, that's awesome. Like that's a great way to spread the creative energy and everything so that you guys can do that. But I think the world is changing where people just want real stuff. And for you guys just to show your journey, to show your struggles, to show your wins, to have other people along for you, I think that's not only going to help wrestling, but Greco and you guys as a whole.
Yeah. I think, Greco's got one sponsorship company, New York Athletic Club. They sponsor, so they help me get to like some events. Mm-hmm. We had Sunkist Kids beforehand, but they're not going anymore. We're gonna start getting our name out there more, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I do have I guess as far as Sunkist Kids, because I guess I'm so new into everything I don't want to understand it, but. That's basically similar to like Titan Mercury. And is it they just have pools of donors that would just give money for you guys to travel and to compete as well?
Pretty much, yeah.
Or is it like a stipend too? Like, can you actually make a job or a career out of it? Or is it basically just to compete?
If you make like national team, if you start winning medals, you get medal bonuses and stuff. You get stipends. And they'd help out a lot. It really gives the option to just wrestle, which is, that's if you're just able to train, it makes wrestling a lot easier, and the more you win, the more it's easier to train.
100%.
And that's you just got to keep winning. I feel like.
Yeah. So what's your plan for these next 3-4 years?
I just graduated from Northern Michigan with my bachelor's degree. After that, I'm going to try and keep making these world teams and get prepared for the 2028 Olympics. Get the weight qualified. But I'm going back to school. I think get my graduate degree. In sports psychology, and I'm going to stay up in Marquette, Michigan, and then as long as I get it funded, I'm going to try and get overseas as much as possible and, keep traveling as much as I can.
Yeah. I saw in an interview, I'm not sure if it was after the Open or Pan Ams, but you were saying your sister graduated, and you said that for her, getting that degree was harder than what you were doing.
Yeah. I don't like doing school, so
that's a good point.
She's got to study a lot. She's got these board exams. She's going to be a PA, physician's assistant. She's got these board exams May 21st. So that's
and what's her name?
Cammie.
Cammy?
Yeah.
Cammy, can you defend a straight lift gut? I don't think you can. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
never know.
You never know. I guess we'll see where it plays out.
No, but schooling, that's completely against. Like, I don't like. I mean, not against what I'm doing, but like,
Yeah.
it's tough stuff for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Yeah, we were talking before too. How it's like you see so many college wrestlers and stuff. They just pick an easier major, I would say, because wrestling is like not only maybe it's let's say it's all you know, but also it's like it's like a full-time job. When you're training, you're competing, and then you got school to deal with. Like it's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And like I was even thinking, like even this month off that I've been graduated, I'm like, dude, I don't know how I was going to lift, going to practice, filming, editing, and having a relationship and doing like having hobbies and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how it worked out in season.
Yeah, I give you a lot of credit for that. Just doing all this creating stuff and doing school, doing like you said, doing everything. It's crazy. Like I couldn't do that. Like I trying to do this creating stuff a little bit, but man, it's very difficult. Like this setup you got, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was saying, I wonder if anyone else is gonna have more in-person podcasts and stuff. But then I'm like, dude, it's so tough. It's very, very hard. But I mean, again, like if you want to go for get the best, whatever you're going to, you gotta get the best equipment. You gotta get the best training partners, like you were saying. You gotta be kind of all in on yourself. So absolutely,
Yeah. Just like gambling.
It's just like gambling.
You got it.
What you guys know about that? We'll hold that off. So we know that freestyle wrestling, I would say, is growing because, or maybe just wrestling in general, sorry, because of the women's side that's growing. Mm-hmm. But Greco doesn't have a women's side. Do you see that as a problem? And do you think that having women's Greco would really benefit Greco as a whole?
Maybe a little bit. I see that they're having like divisions at Northern Plains and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they have girls Greco at that. If they could get more names, then why not? Yeah, I would help Greco grow quite a bit as well.
That's interesting. I didn't know they have those divisions, because if that's for Northern Plains, that's a Fargo qualifier. So there's Fargo women's Greco.
I think there's Fargo
now?
women's Greco.
Is that new?
Yeah. Within the past 2 years. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's a new thing.
Yeah, I guess that's very, very interesting to me. I will say, like, I think, more personalities in wrestling is the better, and especially for like storylines and whatnot. I'm just like, what do you think is the biggest frustration in Greco that you would change, whether that be on the media side, the wrestling side, the rule set?
I'd say I feel like some of the freestyle athletes don't respect it as much. One person in general, I'd say Bo Nickel. He was saying,
Nickel, where you at?
Bo Nickel was saying that like Greco should be dropping. They should add more weights to the Olympics. And I don't know if he was just saying that because he's not good at Greco or if he's just trying to get some clout off of it. But
Sure.
I felt that was completely disrespectful. And maybe in his last fight, he could have used a little Greco.
I
mean,
yeah, you might be right. I will say that's I think the worst thing when I see other wrestlers hating on wrestling.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like we're all in this together. Why is he hating on Greco? Like,
Yeah.
I think Greco helps out a lot with freestyle too. You get your control ties. These guys can't do anything.
Yeah.
You watch Yazdani wrestle. You watch Ono. Like when Ono wrestled Spencer Lee, he got underhook and ran.
Yeah.
That's how he beat him.
Yeah.
Like with Greco, I feel like I'm not saying you have to wrestle only Greco, but it can help freestyle tremendously. Like other countries, like the Armenians, their freestyle guys wrestle Greco as well. Mm-hmm. I feel like it just helps so much.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like on a specific move, the guy who beat Yanni, I think it was like the World Series Cup or something. Okay. I think he won a world title, but it was like just a whip over basically. So Mendez does it really well. Like something like that, I feel like is so new that at least for like being popularized, that's like, dude, that's like one example that you can probably think of so many others that Greco could specifically help with. I wonder if just the reason that Greco is just so frowned upon is no one wants to see, a 2-to-1 match or a 1-to-1, 3-to-1 match. And everyone wants throws. And I think Greco's the best for that. Like you can have the best moments in wrestling in Greco, but then you can have like some would say the most boring because you don't want to watch a whole 6-minute match with nothing. And trust me, I understand those guys that have those close matches. Like a win is a win, right?
Yeah.
Was there anything you think that needs to be changed, adjusted, or is it just like the name of the game? Like, I don't think people understand how tough Greco actually is when you're in the tie and it doesn't look like anything's happening, but
Yeah.
everything's happening.
I mean, there's so much pressure there. Both guys are fighting for their life in the middle. Like, you're really trying to earn that center. But you watch like a Jesse Mendez match, or like he wins a lot of matches, whatever, 3-1 again. Like him and Bo Bartlett have very close matches. I feel like they're very entertaining still.
Yeah.
I mean, Spencer Lee and Ono, it was 2-0 or maybe 3-1, whatever it was. It's a low scoring match, but I still feel like it's very entertaining. At a higher level of wrestling, it's going to be less action sometimes because it's just such high level. It's hard to score on these guys. Some guys are more defensive, some guys are more offensive. But I mean, when it gets down to parterre, though, you watch the World Championships. There's high scoring matches. Guys are like, there's guys all over the world that are scoring big points. You watch this guy from Azerbaijan. His name's Hazrat Jafarov. He's one of the best parterre wrestlers in the world. Like, he picks everyone up, throws them over his head. It's crazy. But yeah, I think more scores are happening. It's just it's very difficult to score in Greco just because you can't touch the legs, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And, you know, I'm thinking back too on probably one of the most legendary wrestlers of all time, Alexander Karelin, was only Greco.
Yeah.
And everyone knows him as, like, you know, the most scariest wrestler, whether he looks the part, which he definitely does. But, I mean, what was it? I think you see records of like 800 something and 2 or something. And it's like, I don't know if it's just because he's an anomaly or he was just so big and to be able to throw like that. But, like, I think success leaves, you know, like breadcrumbs, right? And for him to have that much success, like, and I feel like maybe at that time, if maybe felt like carrying Greco like on his back, but it feels like Greco can get way bigger and better. Like, people should be shying away from Greco, I think.
Yeah, I think it's very entertaining to watch. When you watch the World Championships, one thing I feel like Flow does for freestyle that they don't do for Greco is they hype up all these freestyle foreigners where they aren't doing that as much with Greco.
Yeah.
Like this guy, Roman Vlasov, do you know who he is?
If I see them, I'm sure.
Okay. Roman Vlasov, one of the greatest Greco-Roman athletes of all time. He won the Olympics in 2012, 2016. Crazy, like, very entertaining matches. I feel like if you ever get a chance, look his name up. But my coach, Andy Bisick, beat him, which was one of the greatest American matches I've ever seen. But there's a lot of guys that, like, at the World Championships this next year, I'll have plenty of guys in my bracket that are multi-time world champs. And you just don't see any of that on Flow Wrestling, I feel like.
No, I think, like, thinking back, I think you're absolutely right. So do you almost see it as it's the media's maybe like fault, whether that is right or wrong, of why maybe it doesn't get as much love as others?
Maybe not. Maybe, I mean, as Americans, we can do a better job of competing better overseas. But at the same time, like, every country, like, Greco is bigger than freestyle overseas. And every country that the freestylers are wrestling, like, they wrestle, like, the really good countries in freestyle, I feel like, are Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Russia. Where we got guys from every country: Croatia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Russia, all throughout Europe, like all Denmark, Norway, wherever. Like, all these countries, they're only wrestling Greco. They don't have any freestyle athletes. So that's where, like, every guy at the World Championships, there's 8 different guys that can win. Yeah. Where you know that it's going to be, like, in 2018, you knew it was going to be Yazdani and David Taylor. That was the thing. But where at Greco, you never know who it's going to be. The weight classes are so deep. That's why we don't come out with as many medals.
Wow. Yeah, that's very interesting. Why? So for those circumstances, like when those countries don't have a good freestyle team or whatever it is, like, and they see Greco as the best form of wrestling, they must have way better opportunities.
Oh yeah.
Than the freestyle side. Man, and I'm just curious about, like, why is that?
They just grow up. Some of them, like in Sweden, I was told that the girls wrestle freestyle, the guys wrestle Greco.
Wow.
That's just what
they can go
say.
For the legs, and the guys are just upper body throws and stuff.
It's just like boxing, I feel
like.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to hear your personal thoughts on making an Olympic team so young. What was that reaction for you?
I mean, it was a big success, obviously. I felt like I was blessed since a young age. I've been athletic my whole life, but with going Greco early, being 16 years old when I just started doing Greco, it was the goal. It was honestly like my coach told me it was going to happen. It was kind of expected. With my support system, my family always being by my side, and everybody at Northern Michigan being on my side, it was. I felt like it would have been a failure if I didn't do so.
Wow. I mean, that can have some serious pressure on yourself, let's say. How did you, I guess, manage that throughout? Is that just something you've done over time? You think you just get better at it, or it's a new challenge every time?
I mean, it's a new challenge every day, but I feel like I grow in it. Just taking one day at a time. Started following the Lord a lot more lately. Probably about 2023, I really started growing in my faith a lot more, and that helped me out a lot. Also, like leading up to the Olympics, I felt like I was just way overwhelmed with everything that was going on. I wasn't as concerned with just getting better every day. Rather, I was just like, I'm not good enough to win at the Olympics, and then it would take a stress on my mental ability. But now I feel like I'm starting to figure it out more. Just like, and when I'm in the room, if I have a bad day, like, good, that's making you better.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of the guys when I was in Croatia, and he's like, if you're having your best practice of your life every day, you're in the wrong spot. So, yeah, you're not gonna have your best practice every day, but that's a good thing.
I'm curious, what is your like testimony? How did you start to maybe dive more into your faith? Well, was there a certain moment, or was it kind of gradual?
A little gradual. I would say that I was going on a lot of overseas trips, and I just like realized one day I'm like, man, I've been blessed by Sunkus kids. They've put a lot of time into me. I've been blessed by my coach and stuff. Like I have a real chance at like going to these Olympics and stuff. Like I've been completely blessed, and then the more I followed, the more I've come to realize that it's true. One of the coaches down at Wheaton College, Jim Grunwald, Wheaton College is down in Illinois.
Yeah.
He's just told me to start opening the Bible, and I started at Genesis, and now I'm very close to reaching the New Testament right now.
Wow.
But I started, we do a Bible study every week up in Northern Michigan. Yeah, it's been a big part of my life for sure.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. And I will say, like, I think the wrestling world specifically, it almost has like been like a trend, but a good trend, I will say. Like how when other people like share it, maybe it'll just be like a caption or something, and others maybe it's just the way that they carry themselves. I think that it's catching on and growing fire a lot better. And I will say, I mean that's the best thing in the world, right? Now I guess too, I feel like I have to at least mention it too, because I think this is prominent in maybe it needs to be, talked about and discussed, but like we'll just tap on it, but like with the whole Kyle Snyder stuff.
Yeah.
And how he has been, expressing his faith, as a Christian, and going to wrestling camps, he's sharing the word that way. And the biggest thing I will say, like, I've been seeing both sides of people being like, yo, he's complete fake, a phony for doing this, whatever, but then others are like, hey, like, it doesn't matter. Why are we in his personal life? And then there's that side of being like, people make mistakes, right? I think like that's the biggest thing. And I guess the verse that keeps coming up when I'm thinking is like, you point out like the speck in my eye, but don't take out the log in your own.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone is so quick to judge, but then it's like, hey, if their sins were on display for the world to see, like, I mean, I don't think anyone would want that. Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, God says don't judge, right? That's one big thing. I mean, we all make mistakes. It's a shame that it came to be, but I mean, yeah, we all make mistakes, and who are we to judge, though?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's that's one of the most important things to forgive, right? But then also like, I think change needs to become of it, But
I'm sure he'll learn a lot from it. But hopefully he doesn't fall too far from it. And then he's always been a big inspiration to me. So, I mean, I was at this church service this last week, and they were saying, I really like this pastor, and he was saying, like, if I were to leave, would you guys leave this church? And if you do, you're unfaithful, because I'm not your king. Christ is your king.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's powerful.
So I took that, and then the Snyder news came out after that. So I'm like, oh, interesting timing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is a great point. Now, if you didn't decide to, let's say, wrestle Greco and you weren't wrestling, what would you do, you think, with your time?
I probably would have played football.
Really?
No, I don't know. I was
Running back? Fullback?
Fullback.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
I could be a fullback, but yeah, I don't know. I probably would have. I think I would have been a folk style wrestler. I would have been a 6th year. Probably had 2 torn ACLs, but All American by the end of my years, and that would have been my career. I probably would have started in like marketing, or not marketing, or like computer science or something. My brother and stuff are in that. But yeah, I think I would have done something similar to that.
Dude, that's funny you say that because do you see less injuries in Greco?
Different injuries. You
Different
see a lot
injuries.
of like shoulders, neck, hips, and stuff. I feel like more in folk style, you see a lot more knees, ankles, and because knees always get torn up in folk style and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I always would get messages of when I say like I'm thinking about doing jujitsu, but I feel like it's more dangerous. But then everyone in jujitsu is saying, dude, wrestling's like the most dangerous thing out there. Like when you're getting your knees and ankles, shoulders. I think even like my trainer like was saying like after your college career, it's like go in and get checked for everything because I'm sure something is messed up in one way or another. But
Oh yeah. I bet all my fingers are broken.
right now they're all just broken.
I mean, within like parterre, you get your lock and gets rolled so much that like, oh, they're bad. They're real bad.
That's a great point. I think maybe I'm probably fearful for that, or maybe that's why I'm not good at defending guts, or maybe getting it that way. But that's funny. What do you like to do on your free time?
Lately I've been going to church a lot. I've been starting to read a little more. I like to longboard, golf a little bit, play some soccer. I don't know. Go outside. I really enjoy going outside. But lately it's been a lot of just downtime. One thing that takes up a lot of my time is like cooking and stuff after practices because nutrition is so important. I've really realized that. And like between cooking and doing the dishes, that takes 2 hours after practice.
Yes.
By that time, I just want to lay down.
Dude, I literally relate to you so much because I'm like, I wake up, sure, I'll get breakfast, I'll do something for 30 minutes. That's like, oh, I got to start cooking my chicken. And then it's, you eat it, then you clean up. I'm like, how do people work jobs when they eat? I'm like, that takes a lot of time.
I need a chef.
What are some of the things that you cook?
I make eggs every morning, have some oranges with that. But then for dinner, it varies. We just made these homemade tortillas, actually.
Okay.
We had taco night. It was pretty fire.
Nice.
Make some steaks sometimes. We've been eating a lot of salmon lately. My mom ordered some salmon from Alaska, like fresh caught salmon.
Okay.
So we've been eating that up a lot. Sweet potatoes, we eat potatoes, a lot of salad. Yeah, just been
Just real good food.
good food.
Making me hungry.
It does not lie. Good food is good for you.
That is true. I was on YouTube and I was seeing if you did like maybe another podcast and stuff, and I saw that you kind of did a little episode with a guy in a car. So that was your truck that you got?
No.
Okay. Explain it. I thought.
No. So Cunis down in Elkhorn, they did a little like drive. I don't even know, like drive thing with me.
Sure. Like a drive pod.
Drive pod. Yeah, exactly. Did that, and then they just donated a little bit to my Olympic fund and stuff. It was pretty cool. He said if I were to medal, I would. He might think about giving me a car. So not half been.
Did you have to run to the place? You're just like sitting there running and give me a car, guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like medal.
They were asking for that medal, but yeah, one day.
Yeah. What do you think that your wrestling? Do you want to leave a wrestling legacy behind? And if you do, what do you think that would be? What do you want it to be?
I just want to win Olympic gold or world champ. That's a big part of my goals. That's a lot of my teammates' goals. And one thing I would like to do is everyone that's helped me out, I would like to leave them in a good spot as well. So like Northern Michigan has helped me out so much. And if I can give back to their program, I can get athletes going there and athletes following a model, then I feel like I would be giving back to them the best way that I can.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, do you think that's one of the biggest ways to grow Greco, like as a whole, or maybe in the country, is like you win a world title or win a world gold, like you get all these kids to come to gold, you get all this media sponsors. Like it's literally only people say don't care about the result, right? Growing up and stuff, and everyone says to maybe lower the pressures, but at the end of the day, like, is that all that matters?
Not at the end of the day. That's not all that matters. I think inspiring others is really the biggest thing that matters. Just trying to get people to, like, for me, I feel like the biggest thing that matters is following in the faith and pushing God's kingdom forward. That's my biggest thing. And if I'm able to do that, then the best way I'm able to do that is through wrestling. Then that's what I'm trying to do, because wrestling has given me like, it puts me on this podcast. I feel like it puts me, it gets me interviewed, puts me on the mat, whatever. But if I'm able to push God's kingdom forward from that, then that's what I'm doing at this point in my life.
I love that. What if you could say to a younger wrestler out there who maybe was 16 and maybe a similar position, what would be your advice to them?
Just keep getting better every day. Trust in those that have the best in mind for you. And you got to figure that out for yourself. But just work every day and be patient with the results, because they will come if you're working. If you really dedicate yourself to it, it really will come.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts as well, because you only do Greco, but I feel like you guys could wipe house in the beach wrestling scene. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think my Northern Michigan team would beat every team in Michigan for folk style, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I think we got some real dangerous guys up there, and Michigan State raps.
Yeah.
Michigan, it'd be a little closer, but I think we'd get it done at the end of the day.
Wow. Yeah. Maybe we'll have to set something up.
Maybe. I don't know. It might be too embarrassing for them.
Oh my gosh. Oh, maybe who would you wrestle?
Anyone. I'd probably go 84. I don't even know who's at 84. 84, 97. I don't care. But we got a lot of guys on our team that were real good at folk style. Like, they would do very well.
When you guys are warming up, do you shoot shots like a double leg?
No. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. No. I was just curious. You guys aren't shooting low singles or something?
No, we don't got any low singles.
How do you know you still have it?
Oh, we still got it.
Well, but wait, if you're wrestling each other in the room and they're not used to defending, isn't that like...
Well, I mean, I know Max Black and Otto Black, they were training at Iowa a little bit this offseason. And Max said he would do all right. He'd get some takedowns in practice. So I think they do all right.
That's funny.
I mean, wrestling's wrestling at the end of the day. And if I'm able to get a hold of these guys, they're in trouble.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's too funny. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What would you tell me in my situation? Let's just say I enjoy Greco. I like Greco a lot. I think it's my best style if I were to continue, let's say, on the world stage, let's say, right? Would you say to me, like, hey, like, really commit to it? Or are you like, dude, if you're questioning me, like, it ain't for you?
I mean, how old are you?
23.
23. I mean, you could give it a shot. It'd probably take you 12 years if you really want to dedicate your time to it, to really get at the top level, I feel like. Because, I mean, it's such a different style that like, you have to switch all your mechanics within wrestling. You have to unlearn a little bit of folk style and learn a little Greco. But, I mean, if it's your favorite and you want to put it in 12 years, like 10, 12 years for it, what is it?
Sheesh.
2025,
I'll be 30 something?
2036 Olympics might be looking good for you.
It might be looking good. Well, we were saying, because was that Max or Otto was the 67 kilogram?
Otto,
I got a little proposition for you. Let's train. And Payton was saying that you could toss me. You'd send me. I'm curious to see if this would play out. So maybe next time, if I'm in Michigan and we're there, maybe we'll have to get something going.
It'd be bad. I'm telling you, it'd be really bad. You duck you so fast, too.
Oh, my
gosh.
gosh.
It'd be bad.
Well, see, now I got to make it happen.
Come on.
Too funny. Wow. Is there anything you would like to leave for the podcast for the listeners?
Just Greco Glory. We're going to be coming out with this YouTube channel. Follow if you want to follow my journey and follow the US Greco World Team journey.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what's up. Well, thank you so much once again for coming on. This has been great. I do have a gift for you.
Oh.
We got some shoes.
Okay.
And so this is actually probably the most sought after pair we have. There's none left.
Oh, no.
And I was like, you know
sweet.
what? This is a brand new pair. So we got it. We had, because you said your size was 10, so these will be 10s for you.
These are pretty nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for having me on this podcast.
And number 33 for the Clash plaque. So got a little Clash plaque to maybe hang it up on your mantle or something.
Sweet. 3-3.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.